My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Hello, Saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Educate, empower, enable, impact. Thank you for tuning in to That Will Never Work podcast, where we share inspiring information and personal experiences related to business and the entrepreneurial journey from those who are leaders in their respective field. Now, here is your host, author and business coach, Maurice.
Hello. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. Thank you very much for tuning in today. So I have a question for you. Well, first let me start with my story. So I had decided that I wanted to relocate. And in that relocation, my wife and I were discussing things, and we're looking at houses that at first, we were like, hey, you know what? This is in our budget. And we're anticipating the kids moving out. I'm sorry, young adults to move out. Now, in them moving out, we understand that maybe our dream house or experiences, cars, whatever else, we want to kind of dumb them down some and not have the same level of expectations and things like that because, we're thinking that they're going to move out. Well, we were surprised by our daughter who stated that she was coming home to do her graduate studies. And we were a little shocked. We were a little surprised. We were a little stunned because we were anticipating her not being home. Fine. And then our son being home, he's done with school for the moment, being college. He felt like, school was not for him. And we were a little shocked by that also. But in these experiences, we realized, okay, that our children, quote unquote, are home. Our adult children are home. And the home that I had envisioned for them to grow up in, I was pulling it back some because, hey, they're not babies anymore. I want a house with a pool and this, that, and the other, right? And so I was saying to myself, you know what? I don't want that, because it was for them. But I realized that my goals were not necessarily for them, but it was for me. And the more and more I was pulling back on my goals or my dreams or whatever it was, the less motivated I started to become. And I didn't realize that because I was trying to alter my own dreams and wishes and desires and whatever it might have been for myself. And because of that, I started to dumb down my own expectations and dreams. And now all of a sudden, I am struggling to stay motivated. I am struggling to be the best person that I can be. Because now my stuff has changed. And I understand that things change over a period of time. But, when you have a childhood dream, right? And you've always saw yourself in this place, but now you want to change it up just a little bit. Sometimes that can throw you off. So I started to look at houses in a certain bracket, financial bracket, if you will. Like I said, in my what I felt like I can afford. But then something changed and shifted in me and said, you know what? I need to start putting this into the universe that I can become more, that I can enlarge my territory. I can enlarge my reach and my grasp. And I need to really start working in what I believe in and how I feel about what's going on. So that last month or so with me not being on the microphone and you not hearing from me, I have been going through a boot camp, if you will, of just feelings and dealing with what my real goals and aspirations and dreams are. And now that I have started to shift my thinking of what I thought my end goal would be, I no longer was motivated to achieve anything. So I had to go get it back. So what ended up happening, I decided to go to an open house for a home that was possibly 2 to 3 times outside of my budget. Again, I'm putting this thing into the universe. So as I am reviewing this house, I'm looking at this house, and I am really considering what it offers, what it will provide, not just to my wife and I and to our kids, but even to our parents. If at any time thing needs to go down, they need to come and live with us. Even when it comes down to us having, our cousins that are our age and friends and family, and we're looking at these extra rooms and spaces, for guests to stay in. And then we're looking at, hey, you know what? Well, we do have all these podcasts and shows and videos and things like that we need to record. We would really like a studio space, where we don't have to go so far or whatever it might be. So when you pay attention to what's going on, right? When you are trying to understand what your real goals and dreams and aspirations are, what are they fueled by? How do you change them up? What makes you to shift gears, if you will? And do you lose it? Do you lose yourself in it? Well, I experienced that, and me going back to this, to this open house and seeing what was provided and what I had always dreamed of seeing myself living in, my mindset changed. It really did. I'm starting to look at things a little differently again. I'm becoming motivated again. I wonder what's going to be that jump start for you to get up and start moving. Sometimes we need to have that piece that's put out there to say, hey, you know what? It's just a little tad out your reach. So what are you holding on to? What do you think that you need to do in order for you to become a better version of yourself? In order for you to launch out and branch out and say, you know what? I'm going to go and get that. See, here, that will never work. See, we understand that, that saying no, denying yourself, things like that, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Because you can lose what's really going on and what your true mission and value and ultimately what you are put here on earth to do. So I encourage you today to put yourself out there. I encourage you today to find that one little piece of hope or sunlight or whatever it is that's going to get you up and moving and getting it done. Do not lose yourself. Do not change your goals or dreams or aspirations based off of a maybe or it might be, or whatever the situation is. Sometimes we think that our goals and dreams are too selfish and whatever, but I challenge you today to think outside the box and start thinking about whether or not it really is encompassing of everyone else around you. Don't be afraid to go out and get what you're looking for. I encourage each and every one of you to go get That Will Never Work. Go get the Well, Why Not journal off of Amazon today. You can always look at do an Amazon search called Chisholm Media Group. And if you need some place just to write down your thoughts and your dreams and your ideas, I challenge you to go do that. Find some place to jot it down, write it down, because sometimes you need to write it down in order to make it a reality. So please, do yourself a favor and don't lose yourself in the process. Thank you very much for listening today.
Thanks for listening. Find us on social media at Chisholm Group LLC and check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, that will never work, or will it?
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.